The views and opinions expressed on this program do not reflect the company, owners, management, staff, clients, or partners.
It's Friday, the 6th day of December 2024. Welcome to Bermuda's Daily Talk Show. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. I'm Jamal Hartman, and Teo Dill will be with us in a bit to bring you the latest in the news break brought to you by People's. Well, folks, we have a show today. We have a show today. It's Friday. We've got a show. This is going to be a show. We're going to do things a bit different. It is Friday Fun Day. It is Friday Fun Day. So we will get into Friday Fun Day after the news break. But some things happened overnight. So first off, happy Friday to everyone. You made it to the end of another traditional work week. David Michael Wilson says it's finally Friday, so let's have a Friday. I don't know. Suzanne says awesome Friday, Jamel and Teo. It's Friday. And Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, good morning to the HFam. Hope all is well. You made it through another week. Indeed, indeed. Well, folks, let's jump right into it. Greetings, everyone, and thanks for making us part of your daily routine. A good one today. It is Friday Fun Day, and we'll be discussing some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holidays. The Daily Play is a holiday. It's a holiday trivia question. But don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Let's jump right into it. Overnight, folks, there were some developments on the political scene, in particular with the One Bermuda Alliance. So, Ball expelled from OBA after going public on C9 Row. This is from the Royal Gazette. One Bermuda Alliance leaders have been accused of disrespect and indecency by a former parliamentary candidate for the party. Vic Ball also condemned the opposition hierarchy for allegedly breaching the party's constitution in an effort to freeze him out of a run for parliament. Mr. Ball, who represented the OBA in Smiths West in the October 2020 general election, spoke to the Royal Gazette after being dropped as the opposition candidate for that constituency in the next election. Mr. Ball's decision to make his allegations public prompted a swift reaction from Jerry Richardson, the leader of the OBA. In a statement last night, Mr. Richardson said that Mr. Ball's membership of the party had been revoked. He added, Mr. Ball has made a number of unsubstantiated allegations. His conduct was derogatory to and defamed the character of other party members without cause. The row erupted at the end of August when Progressive Labour Party MP Vance Campbell, who narrowly beat Mr. Ball in the 2020 contest by 432 votes to 403, crossed the floor to join the OBA and was adopted by the opposition as the sitting MP for the constituency. In the game of political music chairs, Mr. Ball claimed that he was left without a seat. He charged that the party could not replace an adopted candidate without following regulations and launched a challenge against the decision by gathering 100 signatures of support to force a primary election between the two candidates. He went public over the matter after discovering that the primary was to be held on November 22nd, when he would be in the United States on a business trip. In his response, Mr. Richardson said that the former candidate's actions had brought the party into disrepute. Mr. Richardson added he has on multiple occasions breached party policies in relation to communications, canvassing, and attendance. He failed to maintain his financial membership in the party during his long absences, submitted no records relating to his activity within the constituency, and refused to comply with basic requests. He was requested multiple times to adhere to the party's policies, with which all members, candidates, and volunteers regularly comply. These offenses took place before and after his tragic personal events for which we were most sympathetic. Further, and after the events of August 2024, Mr. Ball has made a number of unsubstantiated allegations. His conduct was derogatory to and defamed the character of other party members. So, yeah, this is a long one. Now, in an op-ed, Mr. Ball has written an op-ed, and we'll bring that up. So, fighting for constituency 9, Mr. Ball says the OBA will suspend me from the party for speaking publicly on this matter. However, I owe it to the 123 residents who signed the petition, the voters in C9 and Bermuda, to update them on where we are in this process. This opinion piece promises to be the most important one I have ever written. It will go on record as me bringing an internal One Bermuda Alliance matter to the arena of public discourse, owing to my frustrations within the party with an issue that concerns all. As the electorate should be the ultimate authority over politicians, it is hoped that bringing it to your attention will clear the logjam so that the party and country can move forward stronger. The outcome is ultimately up to the OBA leadership. On the morning of August 26, 2024, I received a telephone call from the OBA leader, Jerry Richardson, approximately 1 hour beforehand to say that Vance Campbell would be crossing the floor of the House of Assembly from the Progressive Labour Party to the OBA. It was further put to me that Mr. Campbell is the elected member of Constituency 9. He would automatically replace me as the OBA's adopted candidate. Mr. Richardson went on to query whether I wanted to attend the media event that same morning as a show of OBA strength. I will digress for a moment to point out that I was canvassed as to whether I wanted to be a candidate for the by-elections in Constituency 8, Smith South, after the retirement of Cole Simons, and Constituency 10, Devonshire, after the retirement of Michael Dunkley. But I informed the OBA that I'm sticking with the residents of Constituency 9. So, of course, I was appalled and shocked and declined the invitation from Mr. Richardson. I had been the adopted candidate for Constituency 9 after Trevor Munnes vacated the seat. I ran as such during the 2020 general election and lost marginally by 29 votes. I was reinstated as the adopted candidate in the months after that election in accordance with the OBA constitution, and I continued in that capacity until the OBA leader's phone call. 2 days later, upon my meeting, with the OBA candidate selection committee to share my concerns, I was advised that I am now an approved candidate and no longer the C9 adopted candidate. If I wanted to challenge the decision, it was put to me that I had to get at least 100 registered voters within Constituency 9 to sign a petition in support of the challenge per section 11.4 of the OBA Constitution. An email from the candidate selection committee chair on August 31st notified me that a primary election can be triggered by an approved candidate obtaining 100 registered voter signatures. It went on to say that the rules for the primary requested may not be forthcoming as none are in place. In addition, it stated that the deadline for holding the primary is within 3 months, ending November 25th, 2024. It concludes that the matter is now up to the executive moving forward. I began that process on September 3rd, Mr. Ball says, and obtained 123 signatures by September 18th. I personally hand-delivered it to the OBA headquarters on September 20th with a cover letter stating my challenge. After the delivery, I received no response, neither by correspondence nor by telephone. My written request for even an acknowledgement went unanswered despite my emails to that effect. I have now requested the rules for the process on 2 separate occasions in keeping with the OBA Constitution provisions that the candidate selection committee referred me to and have not received them to date. Shortly before attending our October 9th caucus meeting to raise the issue, I was informed that the lack of response was because of emails not being received despite all relevant parties knowing that my objection and petition were submitted by hand. All of this took place while the OBA was protesting the venue of the Constituency 36 Sands North by-election for being unfairly selected to favor the PLP candidate. In fact, I pointed out this contradiction and still have not received a response. The decision to replace me stands in striking contradiction to the wishes of numerous voters I approached in Constituency 9. It also does not bode well that Mr. Campbell and the OBA leader are blood relatives. I have recently taken it upon myself to read through the OBA Constitution, whereby it seems to me I have been misled as to the grounds of protesting my supposed replacement. First, there are no provisions that allow for a member of the opposite party to be automatically appointed as the adopted candidate for the OBA by simply crossing the floor. If the OBA leadership was having meetings with Mr. Campbell to discuss him being the adopted candidate, don't integrity and transparency say, let's discuss this with our existing adopted candidate. If this was not enough cause for pause, surely the leadership would know that I have been the adopted candidate for years. The only way for me to constitutionally be removed as such would be through a suspension under Clause 11.6 of the Constitution. Furthermore, two appeals bodies would have had to allow me to be heard if the party had suspended me. Therefore, it is unclear that Mr. Campbell has not been appointed to Constituency 9 as the adopted candidate in accordance with the OBA Constitution, but by a scheme of an inner circle. Similarly, I have not been constitutionally removed as the adopted candidate. The processes set out in the Constitution appear to have been discarded in order to create this mess. Before I forwarded this op-ed to the media, as I usually do, I provided a copy to the OBA leadership to canvass its response. I intended to include the response or lack thereof in this piece in an attempt towards rectifying the situation. In the meantime, I invite the electorate to consider who they want as their government representative, especially voters in Constituency 9 who are also being ignored and sidelined by this process. I conclude by thanking my constituents for the support and encouragement. It was reassuring that across political lines, there was a resounding desire to allow constituents to choose who they want as their representative. I would also like to thank those who do not vote OBA, but took the time to tell me why and to share their thoughts and ideas on the state of politics within the country. That was written by Vic Ball, the candidate for the One Bermuda Alliance. That was a lot, audience. That was a lot. That was a lot. What a Friday. What are your thoughts on the One Bermuda Alliance expulsion of Vic Ball? That's the question of the morning. And also, do you believe that the One Bermuda Alliance was wrong in how they handled this situation with Vic Ball? Now, if I'm, look, I got this wrong. I said that the premier was going to drop the writ on the day that the throne speech happened. I said that. I don't think he was ready, but he's unrolled a couple of candidates this week. We're getting close. I've said on this show before, David Burke is one of the smartest at knowing how to win elections, probably since Sir John Swan. He's calculated. He's very smart in knowing when to drop a writ. I think he's done it once, and he probably, since John Swan, one of the most resounding victories ever. We can all debate David Byrd as premier, whether we like him or not, good or bad. But I don't think any one of us with a clear conscience and objectively looking at from the outside can say that he doesn't know when the time is right to deliver a victory for his political party. If I'm David Byrd and I see this, I'm licking my lips. There's also questions. One Bermuda Alliance. How did you let this happen? Why would you let this happen? Why are you shooting yourself in the foot? Why? I mean, you know, it's, I almost want to use a personal situation, but I'm not, because it involves another person. But when you're fighting for something in the community, you can't afford to give those you're fighting against ammunition against you. Then there's questions. Where does Vic Ball go now? Does he join the independent movement and shake it up in Constituency 9? Does he join the FDM? Mr. Woolrich Talbot Woolrich, young Bermudian. There may be people in Constituency 9 saying, you know what? These two older gentlemen over 50, I'm going with this young fella. Forget whether or not his PLP. He offers something different. We've had enough of this. You know, I said to someone, one of my former co-hosts on the Daily Hour last night, I said, Jonathan Smith, former PLP senator, former commissioner of police, was on this show back in, I believe, 2020. And I believe one of us asked Jonathan Smith, would he get back into politics? And Mr. Smith's response was very clear when he stated, I don't have the ego for it. To be in politics, you need ego. You know, my firearms instructor was very clear about ego. When I went to get my license for my firearm, he preached ego day in and day out. He would get on me. Ego will either get you hurt or others hurt. The unfortunate part about it is that we allow people with these big egos to run our lives from a legislative and policy perspective. Think about it. You know, Senator Dwayne Robinson put something up the other day. And I've said this since the One Bermuda Alliance was government in 2017. Yeah, it was 2017 when Michael Fay was the senator and minister at the time, and leading up to that election that the former Premier Dunkley dropped the writ. And all of a sudden, you're on social media sharing all the things that the One Bermuda Alliance has done. And yeah, PLP like to say, oh, I'm biased, this and that. Folks, I've shared with you. I don't care who the government of the day is. I will call out what I don't deem things that are best in the best interest of the people. But I said back then, and I've said over and over and over to this day, a government that does right by the people does not need to tell the people what they're doing for them. You should not have to tell, as a parent, as a coach, as an educator, you should not have to tell people what you're doing for them. They will feel it. They will understand it. Whether or not they appreciate it, that's different. But when you do right by people, you don't have to tell them because they will benefit from it. Question of the morning. What are your thoughts on the One Bermuda Alliance situation with Vic Ball, the expulsion of Vic Ball? And also, do you believe that the One Bermuda Alliance was wrong in how they handled the situation with Vic Ball? Yes or no? Just a yes or no. Do you think they were wrong? Yes, Traveling Trotty. Woo. What a way to start a Friday. It was much more fun yesterday, huh? Yeah, we were talking about travel and stuff. Let's go. Oh, we've got an emoji from, I believe, the PLP candidate in constituency 9, Shamari Talbot Woolrich. I don't know what that means. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, I'm not sure if it's a Friday fun day for the OBA leadership. Well, apparently I would agree with you. Dorian says Vic Ball has always been used by the OBA. Now they have kicked him in his, you know what? Maybe he should rejoin the PLP. Well, I think that ship may have sailed. The question, yes or no, do you believe that the One Bermuda Alliance was wrong in how they handled the situation with Vic Ball? Traveling Trotty says yes. WKD Lama says yes, they are wrong. Karen Simmons says yes. Teray Toll says yeah. I was going to say yes. Mercy Uncle Jamal, I love it. Amped up, I missed. You know what, Teray? It irks me, honestly, because there are too many people who get into politics. And I think most people who get involved in politics do it for their, good intention, with good intentions in the beginning, right? I think the intentions are good. And then something happens. Something happens And when that something, whatever it is, happens, it's always the people who suffer. I'm tired of it. Because I know someone will say, we get the government we deserve, but we deserve better. We're not going to get better if we don't start acting like we do. We got to bring Teo Dillon for Daily Hour News Break, folks. We're going to get to some Friday Fun Day stuff, I promise you, but this was too important to not discuss. Mark Arthur C. Phillips, he says, yes, they were wrong. But there may be more going on in the background. Well, indeed. And there were some comments from the One Bermuda Alliance that were shared in the article. Charles H. Jeffers II, he says, I actually think the leadership and Mr. Bull are both wrong. Okay. I don't disagree. See, Charles, I appreciate that because I think both of them could have handled this much better. I think both of them could have handled this much better. I do agree with you. Suzanne Ingham says an election is coming soon because the nitpicking between parties and in-house drama and chaos is very high. Ego gets in the way every time. I don't care who the government is either, Jamel. I want transparency, honesty, and if you can't serve the people truthfully, humbly resign. Move out of the way. This is all too messy. I'm so fed up with the messy politics. Yeah, and Teray agrees with Charles. Yeah, I think when we look at things objectively, just waiting on Teo, guys, because we'll get to the news break. Just waiting on Teo to make sure that he's good to go. And then we'll get straight to the news break and get to the Friday stuff. But I'm a believer that, excuse me, the RG stuff just scratched the surface. And there's much more to it. But I think that in this instance, both parties could have handled things much better. I think it's a travesty that they were not, and that we're not in a better space to move forward. Because if the premier called an election today, if he dropped that writ today, I don't think the One Bermuda Alliance is in a position, a stronger position today than they were yesterday, if that makes sense. I don't think they're in a stronger position today than they were yesterday. Just waiting over from Teo, but we'll continue. Again, what are your thoughts on the expulsion of Vic Ball? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on the expulsion of Vic Ball? Let us know your thoughts. Do you agree that he can no longer be trusted and he had to go? What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? Can you? Oh, Teresa can't hear me. You got me now? Yep. Okay, cool. What are your thoughts though? Who do you think? I don't know. I mean, do you think that the OBA can bounce back from this? Do you think they can bounce back from this? Do you think that this is just another hiccup that people will forget about? These are the kind of things that, as an opposition, where you're trying to retain government, you don't need. These are the kind of things you don't need. You know? So I don't know. Traveling Trotty says it will be hard for the OBA to bounce back. It will be hard. I concur. Like, how do you come back from this? How do you come back from this? I concur. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says, why couldn't this whole situation be handled in-house? Okay. See, Mark, here's the thing with that. I think the challenge with something like this would always go public. For one, I mean, the late Laverne Furbert used to always say this. She's like, you know, one of her biggest pet peeves at one point was that PLP stuff always landed on in the news. And I actually agreed. I'm like, yeah, it's almost like nothing happens over the other side. Now, obviously, those rules seem reversed. Well, not so, because PLP stuff still lands in the news, but the other sides does as well. But in saying that, I think that how can I put it? In saying that, I think the public has a right to know this. So I think it was always going to end up in the public once Vic Ball had sought the signatures of people in the constituency. So I think it's of public interest in this case. Michael Daniels says, was this one of the hardest problems a politician has to deal with? Charles H. Jeffers II says, I wonder if there was any consideration not to accept MP Campbell, or if the OBA felt desperate to score political points. Valid questions. Comment for consideration. They are in a weak position already. This does not help. I expected OBA leadership to handle this better. Traveling Charlie says, especially as it seems as if they have not followed their own rules. Teray Toll says, the OBA needs an Olivia Pope. And I say that with a lot of seriousness and respect. We need a strong opposition. Who's Olivia Pope? I don't know who that is. Who's that? I feel so. I feel like I should know that person, folks. A fixer. Okay, a fixer. All right. Traveling Charlie says, I am not sure having Campbell allowed them to gain any political. Well, I didn't see it as a win for them. I don't see people like that as a win for them. For me, it's someone that, was voted in as a candidate for one party. And to me, if anything, you turned your back on the voters who put you there. I mean, I don't know Vance Campbell. I don't know him, right? I probably met him before, but I don't know him. Why is everyone, oh my God, Jamal, you don't know her? What? Charles H. Jeffers says, scandal, Jamal. And Shonette Bell said the show was, that show. Oh, with Kerry Washington. I was playing with you. I've never seen the show, but I know what you're talking about now. Thank you. All right, folks, let's give a quick days of the year, and then we'll go to a commercial break, and we'll come back and have some Friday Fun Day. And don't forget, we've got another winner to announce today. Today, it says it's microwave oven day. Well, happy microwave oven day, folks. Question for you all: do you all use microwaves? I don't use microwaves. Do you all use microwaves? Let me know in the audience. We're going to take a quick break. We'll come back after this break, and we'll get into Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Stick with us.
Let's face it, life can be a little wild, but shopping doesn't have to be. I choose People's, so that whether it's a prescription that needs to be filled, a toy for my little terror, or a gift for a new addition to the family, we'll see about that. Everything's available in one convenient location. Some call it People's. I call it my one-stop shop in the city. People's, we're here for you.
Welcome to the new bulk store, Lindo's Next Level. Wake up in the morning with enough coffee to keep you running throughout the entire day. Your pet at home deserves the best. Stock up on dog food to keep your puppy happy. Need a quick, tasty lunch at home? Your chicken nuggets will be jumping right out of the freezer. What's a movie night without popcorn? You can never have too much. Lindo's Next Level. Why go anyplace else?
Unlock your business potential with BDC's General Microloan, offering up to $30,000 for Bermudian small and medium businesses. Whether it's for inventory, working capital, or equipment, we provide 100% guarantee on approved loans. Simple application, low interest rates, and fast processing. Apply today and make your business dream come true.
You won't miss out. Noah's Ark is open 7 days a week for the holiday season and with big savings. Whether it's everyday essentials like dog food or cat litter or those items you've been eyeing all year like aquariums, our huge 8-page holiday flyer is out now, packed with incredible offerings until December 31st. And we're open every Sunday from 12 to 5 p.m. through to December 22nd. Visit noahsark.pm, view our sales flyer, and join our rewards program. Noah's Ark, your reliable pack care specialist, making your holidays even more special.
Live exceptionally with HSBC MasterCard Pay with Rewards. Transform your points into what you love and get closer to winning an unforgettable trip to Dubai or one of 3 luxury experiences in Bermuda. To start following these steps, download the Pay and Rewards app from the App Store or Google Play. Register your HSBC MasterCard credit card in the app. Set your preferences to use points automatically or for your next purchase. Use your HSBC MasterCard for every purchase and redeem your points into rewards. In addition, for every $300 spent with your HSBC MasterCard, earn a chance to win an incredible monthly experience. Terms and conditions apply. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
Bermuda Trivia, the Black History Edition, is now available at stores throughout Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com or email contact@bermudatrivia.com to learn more.
Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. Jamal Hartman here. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical Arts, Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Microwave day. I asked, do you all still use microwaves? Arthur C. Phillips says yes. Traveling Trotty said, I don't have a microwave. I don't think I think I do. Marquita Lee says yes. David Mike Wilson says air fryer. Suzanne Ingham says not for a long time. Charles H. Chavez II says I've become an air fryer guy. Marquita Lee says, can you reheat in an air fryer? Well, yeah, I don't. I haven't used a microwave in probably 20 years. Surprised people still have them with air fryers. But anyway, no judgment zone here. Folks, don't forget, someone will be announced as today's winner. We're giving away another $50 voucher. Today is for Treehouse, so make sure you're tuned in. After the next break, we'll announce today's winner. And also, we have our, giveaway for the end of the week. Do not be like FN Walker and Sugar Poo, and be like Karen Simmons and Nicole Hassel. That means, wait for it, it's Friday. So you still have until 7 a.m. tomorrow, not the next show, but 7 a.m. tomorrow to send an email to engage@thedailyhour.com to receive your gift or whatever it is. All right. It's Friday Fun Day, brought to you by our friends at Mailboxes. Folks, if you're shipping things to Bermuda, make sure you got 2 years of free membership. Go to mailboxes.bm/thedailyhour. Here's your Friday Fun Day question. What are some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holiday season? What are some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holiday season? What is something that we do in Bermuda? I mean, isn't the National Trust walkabout in St. George tonight? I think Bermuda Broadcasting is going to be streaming that. You want to check that out. So what are some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holiday season? National Trust walkabout, that's one of them. One of my favorite things to do, honestly, I haven't done it in a long time, like probably since like 2014. But Boxing Day, man, and between Boxing Day and New Year's, like following the Gumbies around my neighborhood, like that to me is something very unique to us as Bermudians that I love. And you've heard me say on this show many times, like Gumbies at hotels, that's not how it works. No, if they want a real, Traveling Trotty just spoke about, getting into the culture when she travels and doing what the locals do. If we want tourists to do what we do, then get them out, I hate this term, but you all love it. Back of town and follow the Gumbies through our neighborhoods and get a real sense of Bermuda, not Front Street or a dockyard, but get them into our spaces. Yeah, that's the real Bermudian experience. Anyway, well, my Black Bermudian experience. What are some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holiday season? David Michael Wilson says the boat parade. Well, having lived in South Florida, I swear every town next to the water has one of those. Boynton Beach, Delray Beach, right down through Fort Lauderdale. Yeah. So yeah, but Bermuda's is unique. I mean, we decorate it with and do it in the city of Hamilton, the Hamilton Harbor. Follow the Gumbears. Yes, Mark Arthur C. Phillips. I agree. That is one of my favorite things. It's very unique that we do. And Shunette Bell says, yes, the walkabouts tonight and it's raining right now. Oh no. Well, I hope the weather gets better. I really do. I really do. Suzanne Ingham says, feed homeless on Christmas Day with the family. A friend of mine does this every year. I don't think that's unique to Bermuda. I think that's done probably throughout Western world, Western civilization. I know they have a lot of stuff out here at Thanksgiving and Christmas in the United States, throughout the U.S. The Christmas plunge. I lived in the New England area. Yeah, I think I would take a Christmas plunge up Elbow Beach over being in New York and doing it in, what's that place in Brooklyn where they go, or in Rhode Island where they go down in Narragansett Bay. Yeah, I would rather do it in Bermuda, but again, not so much unique because they have that other places. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, having your own pie tasting contest. Maybe that's just me, but you know what? I've heard about the, fish cake contest, where the Victoria's Dale Butler he used to be, but I've never heard of a pie eating contest for Christmas. I think I'm down for that. Charles, I got to ask you, did you participate as a pie eater or a pie maker? Got to ask you. Because, fish cake competition, I would participate, but I'll be taste testing, not making. Karen Simmons says the BNT walkabout, that's Bermuda National Trust, those BNT, following the Gumbears, jumping off Flats Bridge. That's a thing? Like during the holidays? I had no idea. Playing Bermuda trivia after dinner. Well, that is something. The first year Bermuda trivia was released, I do remember people sending videos. It's a great stocking stuffer. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Suzanne Ingham says, but how many Bermudians do this on Christmas Day? I think, tell me if I'm wrong, audience. Don't the Hamilton Seventh-day Adventist Church do the feeding the homeless on Christmas Day? I could be wrong, but I believe they're one that does it. The Seventh-day Adventist Church in Hamilton. Tell me, I could correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do it. Charles H. Jefferson II, pie eater, he doesn't make. Okay. Thanks for the clarity, Charles. I thought you had participated in terms of making pie. I was going to try to get the audience some pie. What else, audience? What are some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holiday season? What are some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holiday season? Let us know. You know what? I did this one holiday. I know, like, friends overseas in the United States in particular, Thanksgiving's their big holiday. Many families I know here don't get together on Christmas. They get together on Christmas Eve. I do think it's unique that we do kind of really get together on Christmas Day. I didn't realize that, another unique thing is, I don't know about you all, I was not always a heathen, but I used to have to go to church before I opened my gifts on Christmas. I thought that was a unique thing to Bermuda because whether you were religious or not, church, like if there were 2 days you went to church, it was Easter and Christmas. I don't know if people still go to church on Christmas, though. I mean, again, Mark Arthur C. Phillips says Flats Bridge is a big thing, Jamal. Many people, I know people jump off the bridge. I'm talking about jumping off on Christmas Day, like during the holidays. I didn't know it was a holiday thing. Me and water don't get along during the summertime, but during the cooler months, I just didn't think that was a thing. Suzanne Ingham says, I think the SDA do it, but I'm not sure if it's Christmas Day. Yeah, they hopefully gotta have someone that knows what the SDAs do on Christmas. David Mike Wilson says the Mandel Hill Soccer Boxing Day Classic. Yeah, well, saying that, the Dudley Eve is always around the holidays. I remember back in my day, well, I'm not as old as Charles H. Jefferson II and Sherry, but years ago, I remember during the holiday season, I used to look forward to Boxing Day football and scrambling. And when I say scrambling, I'm talking about Coney Island days. Remember, you all remember Coney Island? Well, hopefully I could get to Coney Island next week. They're going down for a one-off down there. All I will say to you, anyone who's planning on going to Coney Island next week to watch the scrambling, just make sure you don't wear your new clothes. All right. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, a few years ago, my immediate family and I had breakfast and champagne on Elbow Beach on Christmas Day. It's a great way to start the day. That's cool. One of the things we used to do in my family is the day after Christmas, Boxing Day, we'd have breakfast, like all the food that was uneaten, like we make it for breakfast, like pie and fry some turkey and so on. So we used to have a Boxing Day breakfast. I don't know if they still do that. Charles H. Jefferson II says, Christmas, Mother's Day, and Easter churchgoer. Yep. Yeah, Charles. Yeah. But you didn't backslide like me, Charles. You're still a good soldier. Sean Smith, yes, those were the days, Coney Island. What else, audience? What are some most unique things? What are some of the most unique things we do in Bermuda during the holiday season? Some of the most unique things that we do in Bermuda that, your friends or family outside of Bermuda just don't do. Like something you would tell us, oh, you've got to come to Bermuda for Christmas. We do that. I'll tell you what we do during the holidays. That's very unique. Now, I know a lot of cities like light up and so on, but let's be honest. A lot of us used to go down Kildare in Smiths to look at the Christmas lights. Did we not? Yeah. I mean, there are people that drive from one end of the island just to see my dad's house up in Southampton. Like, that's something that we used to do during the holidays. I don't know if people still do go out. Like, does Kildare still light up like it used to? Karen Simmons says Camp Hill and Sunnyside Park annual football game at Rangers football field. And see, Shigarena's at the game at Rangers. Yeah, okay. Rosalind Famous says horse and buggy race on New Year's. Yeah, down is it Vesey Street? That's what it's Vesey Street, right? That's huge. Yeah, that's big. That's big. What else, audience? Keep it coming. Keep it coming. What else we got? We've got. I mean, I know what's unique to Bermuda. The onion drop. The onion drop down St. George. That's unique to Bermuda. That's something we do that's different. Yeah. Suzanne Ingham says Kildare was always lit up. I love it. Do they still do it? Like, is it still big down there? Like, do people still? I remember going down Kildare, and it's like you had to, as in the words of our illustrious friend Traveling Trotty, we had to pack our patience because people would take so long and be out. And this was before the days of like phones and people videoing and taking pictures. Shigarena says, does the guy still read letters to Santa on TV? Remember that? I mean, I don't even know if people still watch TV like that, but it used to come on like after Young and the Restless or the news. But yeah, she said the guy still read letters. It was Santa, Shika. It wasn't the guy. It was Santa reading the letters. Suzanne Ingham said it's not that big anymore, Kildare. Mark Arthur C. Phillips says late night shopping as we do it is unique. Normally retail stores close at 5 p.m. during the year. I remember there were fashion shows on like Reed Street when Trimmingham's used to be open and Smith's. Those were some unique, interesting times. David Michael Wilson says several neighborhoods in Georgia decorate their houses and places in Detroit have a Christmas light walkabout. I don't think the idea was about them decorating. It was, do people actually go in droves like we used to in Kildare? That was unique to us, I think, the way we used to do it. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says Kildare doesn't light up like they used to. However, Katora and her mama, Ellen Kate Horton, light up their yard. It's very nice. Oh, do they? Audience, I actually decorated for the first time ever. I even got me a 2-foot tree. Yeah, I got me a 2-foot tree. I actually did some Yeah, I'll share them if you want. Yeah, I'll think about it. I won't let you all in my place, but yeah, I decorated for the first time, so I'm inspired. I'm inspired by you all. Manuela Jones says, I don't know if the house on the right at the entrance to our estate has the same owners. Well, I was going to say, maybe new people moved in, or children grew up and took over the homes, and they're just not interested in doing it. It's a lot of work. And then keep in mind, if you don't have solar, Belco isn't cheap. So people who are lighting up their homes, be grateful, because that's a lot of lights, folks. And the more lights, the more energy that you're using. Traveling Charlie says the home in Flats was a hot spot as well. What home in Flats? Where was it? What else, audience? What else? What are some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holidays? Like, what is something that Bermudians do? What are some things that Bermudians do that are unique to us during the holidays? We've got the onion drop on New Year's Eve. We've got the National Trust walkabout. We've got following the gumbays around. What else do we have? What's unique to us? We've got Sean Smith says, does Belco still run that Christmas light competition? Yeah. Well, that was cool, but it would make sense right now if they did so. Manuela John says, I used to do a drive around the island with my children to see Christmas lights. Yeah, I remember doing that. I think my aunt used to take us. Traveling Trotty says, there are many vendor markets featuring local. Yes. I think that's become a thing in Bermuda, right? Vendors markets helping people get out. I would tell you what else is unique. What Skyport's doing now, that's very unique. I've never been at an airport, and I've traveled quite a lot during the holiday season. I've never seen an airport do what Skyport is doing right now with the carol competition with the schools. That's unique. It doesn't always have to be old. Like, what are we doing differently? Skyport, in saying what Traveling Trotty just said, and Nika de Shields, the vendor markets. Yes, I mean, Skyport even had vendor markets. So that's unique, seeing vendor markets in an airport, having a carol competition. Think about it. People traveling to Bermuda and they just hear all this singing. Like, what's going on? And they might feel it's a warm welcome. That's pretty cool. Traveling Trotty says Botanical Gardens used to have a light display as well. It has been a number of years since they have had it. Oh, I don't remember that. Bingo. See, Karen Simmons and I are along the same lines. Carol competition at Skyport. That's unique to Bermuda. That's very unique. What else, audience? What are some of the most unique things to do in Bermuda during the holiday season? You know what I like, and maybe it's me. I don't know if you all experience this, but I love Christmas Eve in Bermuda. I mean, I don't get to spend Christmas in Bermuda often. But I get to, I just pop up at my family and extended family and friends' homes. And I'm not a careless, and no, you ain't gonna hear the pipes, but stopping by because I know that homes are welcome. Uncle Larry Rogers, cousin Armel Thomas, like just popping at their homes and sharing that Christmas greeting and the holiday love with them. I do enjoy that. And just seeing people, like, I know people look at Cop Match as a time when you get to see people, but I think the holidays is a time you get to see people and everyone's just in a good mood. And it's a tough time for a lot of people. We've lost people around this time. But I think seeing others try to bring that cheer, I think we're very unique in how we do it. It's a happy time. And to me, although I know Bermudians love to shop, I don't think the idea of retail and materialism has taken over the spirit of the holiday for us, at least from my experience. Charles H. Jefferson II, he says, I went to find the gum base with my kids last year and found them on Court Street. That was an authentic experience. Yeah, that's very unique to Bermuda. I was waiting for this. I was waiting to see if anyone would say this. Traveling Trotty said the holiday party list of local clubs and organizations. That is unique to Bermuda. That is unique to Bermuda. Believe it or not, I remember working in tourism and I said that. They were like, you all do what? I said, yeah. It's unique to Bermuda. the holiday party list of local clubs and organizations. You come on now. That's one of the coolest things that we do during the holiday season. It really is. Karen Simmons says, caroling at Dolphin Quest with the Dolphins this weekend, Sunday. Caroling. So the Dolphins sing? I mean, I'm being serious. Like, do they, like, what? I need to see this. I need to see this, folks. I need to see this. Karen's going to take us some video and stuff. We've got to see this. Manuela John says, drive through at Botanical Gardens and visitors bring pet food for SPCA. Okay. That's unique. That's unique. All right. I think we're doing something. Audience, make sure you give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share this conversation with your friends, your family, and your colleagues. We're going to take a final break. Someone's going to be a winner when we come back. So $50 voucher to Treehouse when we come back after this break. Do not go anywhere. Stick with us.
Live exceptionally with HSBC MasterCard Pay with Rewards. Transform your points into what you love and get closer to winning an unforgettable trip to Dubai or one of 3 luxury experiences in Bermuda. To start following these steps, download the Pay and Rewards app from the App Store or Google Play. Register your HSBC MasterCard credit card in the app. Set your preferences to use points automatically or for your next purchase. Use your HSBC MasterCard for every purchase and redeem your points into rewards. In addition, for every $300 spent with your HSBC MasterCard, earn a chance to win an incredible monthly experience. Terms and conditions apply. HSBC is licensed to conduct banking and investment business by the Bermuda Monetary Authority.
Right. Who was the first woman to become not just the first female opposition leader in Bermuda, but throughout the entire British Commonwealth?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Hey, buddy. Hun, who was the first woman to serve as opposition leader, not just in Bermuda, but throughout the entire British Commonwealth?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Mason, what did you say?
Dame Lewis Brown Evans.
Dame Lois Brown Evans. Where do you find that?
Mommy playing Bermuda Trivia.
Mommy playing Bermuda Trivia.
Oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. Good job.
It's true. Children are a reflection of their environment. Bermuda's favorite trivia game, fun with a purpose. To educate, to entertain, to inform, to inspire, to learn, and to enjoy. Bermuda Trivia. All volumes now available at various stores throughout Bermuda. Visit bermudatrivia.com to learn more and follow Bermuda Trivia on your favorite social media platforms.
The Mailboxes team aren't just employees of Bermuda's Best Shipping Company. They're also your neighbors, and neighbors help each other.
When it comes to footwear, we carry functional, comfortable, orthopedic, and waterproof shoes. We have construction shoes, golf shoes, shoes for walking, shoes for boating. We even have shoes for pickleball. We have shoes for everyone. With brands by Skechers, Atrax, Propay, Easy Street, Nursemates, Clogs, Avenger, Cherokee, Cat, Frog Talk, and DeWalt. The list goes on.
See it all at our new expanded location on Bakery Lane.
All righty, welcome back. Thanks again for tuning in today, folks. If you've appreciated the discussion, please give us a thumbs up. Please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share the conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Do us that favor. Today's winner, it's a $50 gift voucher to Treehouse. The email beginning of it is sherry.johnson5535. So that's it, sherry.johnson5535. If that's you, you have until 7 a.m. tomorrow. And don't ask what time zone, just 7 a.m. tomorrow. If you think that it means Singapore, or if you think it means California, that's on you. But 7 a.m. tomorrow. So Sherry.Johnson5535, you have until 7 a.m. to send an email to engage@thedailyhour.com to collect your winnings. All right. It's time for daily play. Somebody else is going to get a chance to be going to draw to win today. Here we go. Huh? I don't know this answer. I have to look. Okay. I think I know this. Counting Rudolph, so including Rudolph, how many reindeer are there? How did people get 12? It's 9. Yeah, it's 9, Manuela John. Rosalind Famous, you're going to go in. You got it first, Manuela John. But the first 3 answers we got were 12. I've never heard 12 in reindeers. Where'd you guys get 12? I'm showing that bell. Yeah, it's 9. Yeah, it's not. Rudolph made the 9th reindeer. That's what I was taught. Where did we get? Are we thinking 12 days of Christmas? You all are going to have, let me Google that, man. Santa reindeer. I've never heard 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I've never heard 12 reindeer. Oh, okay. NTS says 12 just sounded like a good number. Because when I looked at it, I'm like, I don't know if I know this answer. Then when I saw that, I said, yeah, it's 9, but 12. Yo, you all must have been thinking 12 days of Christmas. I just knew it weren't double digits. Anyway, let's add Rosalind to there. Rosalind's going to join Karen, Mark, Sheldon, and Anika. All right, let's add one more person. Let's do this, the giveaway. All right, let's do the giveaway. Hashtag the Daily Hour, folks. Hashtag the Daily Hour. Let's do that. Let me wrap it up right now and say this. The One Bermuda Alliance, if they're serious about being the government and representing the people of Bermuda, things like this cannot happen. They just can't happen. If we all agree that Bermuda's not in a good state, this is not a good look. It's not a good look. The people of Bermuda need a trustworthy group of people who possess the skill set, intellect, and empathy to lead. When things like this happen, it takes away the trust that it's took so long for you all to build up. I would encourage the One Bermuda Alliance and Mr. Vic Ball to do one thing, if nothing else. Remember why people vote, and remember what the role of a politician is supposed to be. People first. As far as Bermuda and its uniqueness during the holidays, you all know I love the holidays. I do. I love the fact that we have our own unique things. You know, for years we heard Bermuda's boring, it has no culture. There are quite a few things we do that are so different. Again, one of my favorites, the gumbies going to the streets of Bermuda between Boxing Day and New Year's. I love it, love it, love it. But we have to cherish the things that make us different, that make us special. It partly defines who we are. Hold on to it, but share it. These are the kind of things that we need to brag about and celebrate and respect and ensure that it never grows old and leaves who we are. All right, let's do this giveaway. Let's see who's it going to be. Let's go. Last person to enter the draw. Who is it? Suzanne. All right, Suzanne. All right, so you know what time it is, folks. It's time for me to tear all these off and put them in my cup. Yep, put in the cup. All right, here we go. So we've got Auntie Karen. Yep, you're in there. We've got Cousin Mark. Yep, you're in there. We've got Brother Sheldon. Yep, you're in there. We've got Sister Anika. Yep, you're in there. We've got Sister Rosalind. Yep, you in there. And we've got Sister Suzanne. Here we go. Let's shake it up, folks. Let's shake it up. Let's shake it up. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Who's it gonna be? All right. Who's getting that? Hey. Rosalind. Congratulations, Rosalind. Let's give her that there. All right, folks. Congratulations to Rosalind. Send an email to engage@thedailyhour.com to collect your minutes. Here's your daily inspiration, folks. So I'm Ralph Waldo Emerson. Quote, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail, end quote. Again, Ralph Waldo Emerson's quote, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail, end quote. I think that's an awesome quote to leave for the weekend. Folks, again, if you haven't already, please give us a thumbs up, a love, a like. Make sure you share this conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. Thanks again to our partners, BAC Group of Companies, Medical House, Lindo's, and People's Pharmacy for ensuring that we're able to do this with you on a daily basis. As always, we appreciate you, we love you, and we thank you for making us part of your daily routine. If all goes well, we'll be back to do this again with you on Monday. I'm Jamel Hartman. Please do make it a safe and a great weekend. We are out.